time for the classroom. Advice on making gold via the auction house, professions, and more.
At which the classroom is brought to you by thegoldqueen.com. If you are stuck in your garrisons and you're not sure how to make gold, go check out thegoldqueen.com/garrison-gold-guide. That will get you signed up for an excellent read. A lot of different topics on how to set up your garrison and how to make gold within your garrison. So go check out thegoldqueen.com. So let's get into talking there with Fat Loot. Sir, how long have you been playing this game called World of Warcraft?
Since around the end of Burning Crusade. So what year is that? Years and years. Too many years, probably.
Yeah,
2008, 2009?
Yeah, around then, yeah.
And I've been in since about 2010. So what got you into gold making?
At first it was, I was in a guild, and I didn't even know what was going on when I first started playing the game, and I was sitting out there making netherweave bags and selling them for, maybe 16, 20 gold, and oh my god, I'm like doubling my money here, it's great, and then, I see all these other people making a ton of gold. I mean, I'm a math guy, I was a math major in college, and so I'm big into math and numbers. So and I saw all these other people, and they're making a lot more gold than I was, and I'm like, I'm doing this wrong. I'm grinding out netherweave bags with a 10-second craft. Just ain't for me.
So what really got you going on in the early years? You've already said netherweave bags, but what picked it up for you?
I was just getting into the different markets and learning my professions. I mean, Wrath came out shortly thereafter, and jewel crafting was probably one of my big first professions where I really started to make gold with those, with the gem cuts and then the epic gems, and that was a whole, it was really cool because it was a learning experience too, because, it was something I hadn't done, and it wasn't as big in Burning Crusade, and just making a ton of money off of jewel crafting and getting into that, and then getting into enchanting, slowly into the different profession markets, and, just getting into it. I mean, it's crazy how much gold you can make off of people who just don't want to craft things themselves.
Which is true. I mean, even going back now, you could still make some gold off of the different materials and the different, even now, transmogs that you can go get there anyway.
Yeah.
Which is true too. But given the fact that transmogs were affected by the garrisons, what do you think about the transmog market at its current point, and what do you think will happen once Legion comes, i.e. you get the whole closet?
I mean, I think right now, a lot of people, like to predict how things are going to go, and everybody said, oh, there's this, you're going to get these boxes from all of your missions, and you open them all, and there's just going to be a ton of transmog, and it's going to tank the market, and I really think that hasn't happened. I mean, it did to an effect. Prices went down, I think, in the beginning. Now people aren't into it as much, and I don't see it really affecting the prices. I mean, maybe for some items just got ruined, and that's the case, but for most items as a whole, I don't think transmog got any less profitable for me. In fact, I think it might have got more profitable because garrisons give people access to a lot of gold. You could easily make 10,000 gold in a day or two with enough, with two, 3 or 4 alts, maybe 2 or 3. Just grinding out your garrison missions and maybe a few shipyards. It's nothing. And for them to drop the thousands of gold now, it doesn't seem like as much as it did to some players back in the day. So, I think it almost helped it to an extent. I mean, individual items may have gone down for sure, but I think as a whole, my whole transmog operation hasn't really gotten hurt by that. Legion will be interesting though. That's definitely a big change that focuses squarely on transmog. But I mean, I know myself personally, I don't buy transmog and then use it on one character and then say, "Hey, I really want this on my other character." They all tend to have their own different sets. So to me, it's still going to be more, I don't think it's going to have that huge of an effect. It might have one thing that might be interesting to see is how the cosmetics, it tells you, oh yeah, you can get this item from a dungeon, and it looks exactly like this other item. So, the models where you could easily farm them, I think that might hurt it. Like the Skullflame shield. I'm drawing a blank on what dungeon. You could farm a lookalike in one of the Burning Crusade dungeons. And it's really, I mean, it's easy. It's like a 20-something% drop, so you probably only have to kill the boss 4 or 5 times to almost be guaranteed to get it. And, it's such an easy thing to farm, but yet I sold one the other day for like 10,000 gold. So when people have that knowledge in-game, they just pull up the menu and they say, oh, here's the locations it could drop from. Oh, it's in this dungeon. They're like, hey, I could go kill that boss because he's level 70 and I'm level 100 and whatever. So I think that aspect, some items may fail there, but I think some of the bigger rare items that only have models in like greens that are random drops may just do better because people may be willing to pay more for an item if they know they can use it across multiple characters. Like one that I use, one of the Burning Halos I tend to use on multiples of my players, for example. Like I have gotten that on more than one player, but again, that's not even something you could buy. It's a BOP for Kloss, so it's something you have to farm.
Right. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of mixed on the whole Legion transmog market thing there anyway, because I'm kind of in the same boat, with you. It's more of a wait and see period.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's certain items that are probably going to go down. I mean, especially since it's like, I mean, I don't know how they're going to measure it. So, for example, I've run on any DK I rolled on any random server. I've run Hellfire Citadel, the dungeon version, a million and one times. Now, did I keep all that gear? No. But am I going to have access to all those models? Because I've definitely gotten each of those models as a drop at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So am I going to have access to all of those models, or at the time it rolls over, will I need to have it in my possession? Now, I know certain things like quest items, they're just going to give you all of them. But things like dungeon drops or, raid gear even, are they just going to give you all those models, or if you've ever touched them, or are you going to need them in your possession?
That's going to be the curious part, because they've already said that the quest ones, those are the ones that you're going to get.
Right.
They've said that.
Well,
Let's
I
keep
think the
that.
reason why they're giving you the stuff from all the quests you've done is because you can't go back and redo those quests on that character. Those quests are
Right.
done. Now, you can go back and farm up stuff from whatever dungeon. So they're not going to go and give you all the stuff from dungeons and dungeon drops and all that other stuff that you've done in the past. The quest thing, the reason why they're doing that is just because you can't, it's impossible for you to go back and get those. So they're doing all that. That's great. That's good news. They're giving you all the quest items. Whatever you have in your possession, of course, is going to go in your box.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want anything else, you'll either have to buy it, farm it, or find it. I think
Right.
that's how it's going to work. And I have a little difference of opinion as far as like when it comes to what you were saying. I mean, I understand that you can pull the thing up and say, oh, well, yeah, you can just go to this dungeon and farm it. But people are lazy. And let me tell you, I know people are lazy because I sell vanishing dust in the auction house.
Yes,
And let me tell you, the vendor is right next to the auction. It actually, when you fly or when you take a portal to Stormwind, you actually have to pass the the vendor to go to the auction house to buy my dust. So people are lazy. They'll buy your stuff out of the auction house rather than to a dungeon. Now, I'm not saying everybody is. There's people out there. Some people out there, they'd rather farm it. They want to spend their gold. They'd rather go out there. That's fine. But there's a large percentage of people that are going to say, okay, I can kill that boss in 10 minutes, but I can just click this button and have it now. I'll just have it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we make gold up of people that are lazy. We all do.
Well, that or whatever. You know, it's... I don't want to call all my customers lazy, because all my customers are great. But just saying, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Anyway, just to get off of that whole thing,
Okay.
something I wanted to talk about, and I seen it in the show notes, and I read all these little things here you have up, and I laughed so hard.
Oh yes.
I don't know if I know Joe knows where my name come from, Ned Greed, because I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you heard
No.
it, but my name came from hate mail. My name literally came from hate mail. So I love that you have these hate. I love that you saved them. I never saved any of mine. I never thought to do it.
I've definitely had more, but these are the ones, like, at a certain point, I was like, man, I should save these. And I'm like, you can just click the thing and have the plain letter. And I threw it in a Guild Bank tab, and I started saving at one point. I definitely had more over the years, but didn't save them.
I can't believe you found some that doesn't have a lot of naughty language in them.
Yeah.
Very, very. Okay, this is one of the nicer ones. I hope you burn in hell.
Oh, hey, right now I'm going to give you an internet high five for that, because let me tell you, I have received this. It must be the same person. He must be sending you and me the same thing. I love it.
All right, but I do have to ask, what was the inspiration behind this post?
I don't know. I mean, making gold in World of Warcraft, you tend to get these. You're going to get them at some point. It's the person that's taking it kind of way too seriously, and they see what you're doing in the auction house, and they think, you know, you're, I don't know, a terrible person for some reason, and decide to tell you off. I mean, none of these people, you know, what's interesting is none of these people I mean, most of them are transmog hate mail. I'm not going to lie, because people see that gear, they want to get their transmog. Like you said, they're lazy, but they're lazy and they're cheap. They go to the auction house and they see this one guy is controlling every piece they want for their set, and they're all in the thousands of gold. They, you know, kind of take it personally. So it's not even people that I'm trying to sell something in trade chat and talking to them or having a conversation with them. It's just like they see that and, oh, you're why do you do this? You're a terrible person and all that. It's just kind of overreacting. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we all kind of as gold makers run into at one point or another. So I thought it would be an interesting thing to have.
I haven't seen it yet. Note the word yet.
Well, I mean, where do you play? You play AIE, right? You're over there.
Yes.
And you play over here Convert to Raid, right? And those are two communities that are awesome. And I don't know. Since I've been to CTR, I haven't gotten any. Maybe that's just a thing. Maybe, maybe I don't know. But in the past, I mean, I've gotten some horrible letters. Like, seriously, like what is wrong with people? But I think that if you're getting letters like that, you're doing the right thing. The thing that I always find funny is when people cuss me out and then they're like, you undercut me, blah, blah, blah. So, my immediate reaction was, well, were you the person that had the highest amount on the auction house? Oh, no, so you wanted to cut somebody too.
There's always those people that will get mad and then undercut.
I seem to see less of that now. The big thing, I feel like maybe I mean, even now, I mean, some people still do it, but even back more Burning Crusade Wrath time when I was playing, if you undercut someone by a copper, they would get mad. That's when
Yeah.
they would get mad. Not just undercutting them, you're undercutting them by a copper, and it's like, why do you want me to tank the prices on this item just so I could so we could undercut each other? You know, I undercut you by a copper, you undercut me by a copper. The net difference in the price is practically nothing. We both, make some sales. We both make gold. We're not driving the price down. I'm almost doing you a favor.
Yeah.
People are crazy sometimes, and they are. I do want to get back into the Legion bit here just for a minute. They did announce some of the gold drops a while back. What gold drops would you like to see in Legion there, Fat Loots?
I don't know. I mean, you mean gold sinks?
Yeah, gold sinks.
Uh,
Gold sinks. Gold drop. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen what the gold sinks are. So what do they have?
About switching specs.
Right.
Mm.
I mean,
Don't do it,
Don't.
Blizzard. Don't do it.
yeah, that seems like something they probably shouldn't be gating. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the idea of the black market auction house, and I've definitely dropped some serious coin on there just to, again, get those things that I'm too lazy to farm. But I don't know. I mean, at this point, I don't know what I really need in game that they could charge me gold for that I would want. It's kind of sad almost. I got to the point where I don't really have anything to spend my gold on.
I have a great gold sink.
Go for it.
Medicine, you ready? You got your pen and paper out? Let's go. What you need to do is you need to make all the flight paths have an express lane and just charge me more gold for it. Because when I get on a flight path and I want to fly to wherever I'm flying to, Stormwind or whatever, I don't want to fly all over the continent for 31 and a half minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to click the button and fly over there and get there quickly. And I mean very quickly. Let's go 15 times faster than normal flight path speed. And just charge me 20 times the price or something. I don't know. Just charge me more. I don't care. I will pay more to go faster. That's a good gold sink. Empowered rifts. Look at that in Diablo. I am blowing money, and I'm having a good time doing it. It's something like that, a system that is designed like that. I get a lot out of it. I get my extra roll. I'm not mad. It feels bad when it doesn't work out and you fail your roll, but that's a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a randomness thing, but something like that. But let's speed these flight paths up. Let's make stuff convenient for the player. We don't gotta. You don't have to. I mean, mounts. Yeah, they always have mounts. They always have this. They always have that. Black market auction house. I agree. That's another great one because you could. You can come back over and over again. That you can buy a bird there, then you can buy a mount, then you can buy some gear. Those kind of things are great. Switching your spec is something I've already have. It's something I already paid for that. I paid 1,000 gold for it back in the day. Now why am I paying to switch specs? Don't do it, Blizzard. I'm telling you, learn the lesson. Don't do it. I'm telling you, I can't even say it enough times. Just medicine, seriously. Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
There are already a lot of other different thoughts out there from different podcasts and different blogs instead of just using switch specs. And they're actually pretty viable. I mean, what did we say there a while ago? We have empowered rifts in Diablo. Why not have empowered dungeons?
Yeah, you can get better gear, or something like that. You can get more justice points or valor points or whatever. Something I will pay gold for that. I do not want to pay gold to switch my spec.
That's an idea. That's an idea.
I just had a great idea.
Uh-oh.
I
Could be in trouble for this.
Bam! Atomic bomb of ideas, right? Let's say old school raids, right? Let's say you want that Ashes of Alar, right? And you've run it every week since Burning Crusade, so since 2006, and you still don't have it. So let's say you could pay 10,000 gold and up the chance drop on that mount. I'm not saying to 100%. I'm not saying buy it. I'm just saying it's the current drop rate of that is like 0.00001%. So let's just make that 5% or something. Up it a little bit, and you run it. You either get it or you don't, but you have a better chance. I would pay for that. Same thing goes with pets. They could do that with everything that drops in the dungeon. Pets, mounts, you just got a better chance. Like, let's say 5% better chance. Would you pay for that? I would.
I mean, I got a Lar off the black market auction house because I did farm it for a while, and I can't farm for too long. It really just bothers me to be sitting and running in a circle every week, and it's just not for me. Can't do it. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But I mean, in the end, when you do something like that, you're really just putting a tag on it anyway. Even if you up the chance to, X%, and then you say, so if it's at X%, I would need to run at least, however many times to be roughly, 99% chance of getting it. And you can do the math out and put an average cost on there and say, yeah, it would cost 200,000 for the average player to get, be nearly guaranteed having this mount. So it's almost like having a black market auction house, except it's more aggravating because you actually have to run the dungeon and kill the boss. And
well, you might be right. You could be right on that. I'm just saying it's just
it would be interesting.
Here.
Something like that would be interesting. Some sort of like that, or maybe even like a currency exchange. It allows you can unlock abilities to exchange certain currencies. Like maybe you do have a lot of valor and you want to change them over. You want to get some PvP gear now, so pay some gold to change your valor to conquest or something. Something like that. Even
I could just see the conversation that goes on. I just spent about 100,000 gold trying to get this mount, and I still haven't got it yet. What the heck's going on, Blizzard?
All right, I'm not saying it was the best idea. I'm just saying, you got to throw a lot of ideas on the table to get one to work.
I would buy the expansion with gold. I'll save real money with gold. Just like the subscription, whatever. You could even scale it up. I mean, say. The sub time, say it's $15, so say 15 and say it's 30,000, so the expansion is going to be 60, so 120,000 roughly speaking. Throw it up there to 250, I'll still pay it. I mean, why not?
Well, the problem with that is they're not getting $15 a month out of that 30,000 gold that you put. They're getting $20 a month for that because someone's paying for that.
They could allow players to pay $10 extra for the game, and then sell them to other players.
Oh, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. That's gonna be a PR nightmare. I think I don't know. Would it be any more than? I guess would it be any more of a PR nightmare than the selling the gold? I guess, man. Maybe not.
No, I mean, it's nets to be the same, except the theory would be that buying it in bulk, spending a ton of money at once, will get you more gold per dollar. I would think, anyway.
The problem there is the Blizzard bottom line, and if they're not making any money off it, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, $80. Charge people $80. I'll gladly pay 250,000. That's fine. They're making their 20 extra bucks instead of just getting 60 for me, And I'm getting the expansion for free. Everybody wins, except for the guy that bought it. I mean, he gets the gold too, so everybody wins. He can go buy whatever mount he's had his eye on for a while.
It is an idea.
I don't think they're going to do it, but
Right, right.
I would definitely spend my gold on that, for sure.
But the entire point here is that there are other ideas that they can go to instead of just doing that.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean,
really the entire point here.
the Garrison had the potential to be a good gold sink,
Yes.
but they gave way too much gold away from the Garrison for it to be one.
Mm-hmm.
But, when you got the buildings, there was a gold charge that went, along with each building you built and then, upgrading it 2 times. So, there was a gold fee associated with that, and they could have kind of done something with that, but I think it kind of fell flat there because they ended up giving away way more gold than you had to spend on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree. So I think that will do it for the interview part, but we do have one post to get to before we get out of here. And that is something from the aforementioned Gold Queen. And she's been going on about the lovely charm farming in Draenor. And I will post a link up in the show notes for this post. So, has anybody done the charm farming in Draenor for this season?
No. I haven't
No.
done it this expansion. I did it during Mists at one point, just to kind of try it out. And we're getting near
Right.
the end of there too.
And
Right? Doesn't the event end in a couple days?
yeah, the event does end in a couple of days, but if you still want to make some gold via Love is in the Air, now's the time to do it. And and that's what we're saying here is get it done. Otherwise, just hold on to it. If you get these charms, and what she said is you can post it 6 months later, where the quantity is down, and you can try selling it there.
I don't know about you guys or if you've been paying attention to it at all, but probably the past 2 Love is in the Air events, the prior 2 years, I would buy those Swift Lovebirds to resell. I mean, exactly like she's saying. 6 months later, resell it because less people are posting them on the auction house, and it's 6 months away. So if somebody wants it, they're going to pay for it. But this year, I mean, the prices on my server at least have stayed fairly high to the point where I'm not going to buy it to try to flip it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if less people are farming now or what, or maybe somebody's just buying them before I get them. But it seems to be that maybe the price point has just gone up, which is good. Which is good for this. If you want to farm those charms, I mean that's great because it seems like less people are doing it and the price is higher. I mean, at least for me. I don't know about other servers. I haven't really looked into it that much. So.
I tend to think that the amount of people within the player base has an effect on that too.
Yes.
Because there's not as many people playing World of Warcraft as what there was a year ago during the last Love is in the Air event.
Right.
So I think that has a definite effect there too. What do you think there, Dead Greed?
I agree. It's I think the best one out of all the events is the Halloween, because it's a cat. I mean, come on, the cat's awesome. But as far as the Love in the Air, I mean, there's less people, there's less customers to buy your product, so that's going to equal a more volatile market where you're not going to be able to flip as easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just going to be a matter of it's going to be a matter of movie, and it's going to be a matter of when Legion actually does come out.
September 21st on my birthday.
movie comes first.
Well, I know. I understand that.
What do you think the effect is for World of Warcraft when the movie comes out there, Fat Loots?
I mean, I think people are gonna. I don't know. It's hard to
It's
say.
gonna be
I haven't
hard.
really heard any buzz about the movie outside of the WoW sphere yet. I mean, I guess there was. Wasn't there a Super Bowl commercial?
There was a Super Bowl commercial,
Saw
yes.
that.
There are some trailers that are out there.
Right. I mean, I don't know how much interest it'll generate. I mean, we got, things like Game of Thrones, which are insanely popular
Hmm.
now, and I think people will see it along the same lines as something like that. And I mean, it sort of is more, it's different, obviously, but it's more, what do you want to call it? I don't even know what the word is. I can't think of it. But, it's definitely something that I think people can get interested in and try it. I think a lot of people who will go see the movie have heard of Warcraft at some point or another. I mean, it's hard to not. I mean, it's been a game for what, over a decade
Hmm.
now. So at
Hmm.
some point or another, I mean, they aired all those commercials with Mr. T and what have you back, a couple of years ago, and it's a popular game, so people have heard about it. Hopefully, though, like you said, it'll get people interested in the lore. I mean, the lore to me was one of the big draws of this game when I first started playing it. It was interesting. There were all these things going on, and you could do dungeons, and it had ties back to the story, and you do these quests, and you're doing quests for these people that all tie into the greater story, and it's kind of one of the draws of WoW. So if you can get people excited about the story, you can get them excited about the game, hopefully. And you get people in the game, and you're gonna make sales. So
That's true. You know what? They need to bring the Mohawk grenades back.
Oh
yeah,
no, they
They,
don't. I
they
hate.
need to
Oh,
bring the
they
Mohawk
don't.
grenades back.
No,
Yes.
no.
I, lo-
Yes.
I logged on to one of my characters like on this little server that I never play on. Like when I'm bored, sometimes I'll roll a character on another server and see how much gold I could get in a week or two or something, and then buy a pet and transfer it back. And I logged into one because I was kind of cleaning them up, deleting some of them, and I logged into one, and they still had the mohawk on. I was like, wow, it's been a while.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh man, yeah. You know what? They could actually bring that back for a gold fee too.
Sure,
But for those
things
that
like
want it,
that. Yeah.
that'd be a nice little gold drop for those that want it.
Yeah, I mean, even something like a permanent effect. When you go get your haircut, maybe there's a special way you can get your haircut that costs you extra gold, and your character looks a certain way, or that's only unlockable for a hefty fee or something.
That is,
But again, that would,
that's
Ca-
something
ca-
that they need to revamp is the barbershop. We
yeah,
need to get a barbershop update, and that could that could be another gold scene.
Mmm. Upgrade to the building. That could be like a
Well,
garrison
I
type
mean, it's
update.
the same. It's the same.
And
thing.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But if you want an upgrade to a city or town building, it would cost you X amount of gold.
I'll tell you what I'd pay for.
Probably should have to
I'd
instance it.
pay gold. I'd pay in-game gold to get Stormwind fixed. I'm tired of looking at it.
You'll fund it.
Yes.
Give a loan.
I
to
will
Kate
fund
Grant.
Stormwind. Let's get it. Hey, Varian, give me a call. Let's fix up Stormwind. I got the gold. Come on, brother. Let's do it. And this time, let's don't hire those DFAS guys.
No. No.
I don't know if anybody knows who I'm talking about or not.
No.
Yes, Jeffy's brothers or whatever.
Yeah, they're the ones that actually I guess according to the lore we kind of messed them over because they did all the work and built Stormwind, and then we were like, yeah, we're not paying you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the
That's why they're
Yikes.
mad at us.
Yeah,
That's
really, it's their city. I mean,
that's bad business.
all that compound interest building over the years.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
Ed Green could pay for it. The city and the compound interest.
I mean, they fixed Ogomar, haven't they?
I mean, kind of. It's all right.
They built up Orgrimmar, just redid it, and Stormwind is still... The behind is still broken. The behind is still broken.
Look, Varian, having a huge hole in your city is not good for 360-degree security. Get it fixed.
Yeah.
What you need to do is get a new king who's kind of a little crazy / evil and endgame raid, and then they'll fix it up. So you got to get a
Well-
raid into Stormwind, and then they'll fix your city.
I think Anduin's actually going to do it. Because I don't think... Varian's... He doesn't... I think he doesn't live on that side of Stormwind, so I don't think he cares. He's like, that's the
He just
poor...
said-
That's the ghetto. Nobody cares about the... That's over there where the Worgans should be. Nobody cares. Why? And okay, why does the Worgans not have a spot in Stormwind?
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. That could be the Worgen spot right there.
I know. Let's fix. Hey, Greymane, come on, brother. Let's fix that up. Fix that side of Stormwind and take it over.
Do it up. Let's go. Let's go. All right, one more thing before we get out of here. Cuddles from the Game Case put this in our Discord. What are your thoughts on artificially inflating the price of items on the auction house by suggesting that someone sent all of something to Dairies? Left Shark pricing is up 358% on Airy Peak. All right. Dead Greed, what's your thoughts
love
on
it.
that? You're on that server.
I love it. I love it. I have a system. What I do is I take like 400 ore and I break them down to stacks of 1. And I post 1 stack of ore at 1, like 1 single ore, right? And
Right.
let's say the price is 2 gold just to go, right? I'll go 2.99. And then I'll undercut myself and go 2.98 all the way down to where the price is really low. And then people who don't pay attention will go in and go, oh, well, the lowest price of ore is, 110, so I'm going
Right.
to undercut him and go 105. And then they'll post, 10,000 ore at 105. I'll buy all theirs, cancel my options, and go home with the really, really cheap ore. So I love that. I love it. I love artificially inflating or artificially deflating prices in the auction house. It's fun gameplay.
This is inflation. Even
Yeah,
though
it's the
even though
exact
a left
opposite
shark.
of what I.
Yeah, I mean, if 358% of 10 gold is still only 35 gold, so for the left shark anyway. I mean, yeah, like something like that is... I used to have somebody who would farm for me. Like, I had a dedicated farmer at one point, and I didn't want to know what went on. I didn't ask any questions.
Mhm.
But I just got mailboxes full of ore and herbs at a discount rate. And, just getting that, and and I mean, probably it was mostly Cataclysm that this happened. And one day I got a mail, and it's actually saved with those other mails that I had in my post. And it said, "Hey man, my account got banned. I need like 10,000 gold to get my farming off the ground again." And I was like, you know what? You helped me out so much. Here's the 10,000. And I got a couple shipments of ore from him, but he kind of disappeared after that. But yeah, I mean, getting things at a discount price in comparison is really, really nice.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. And the fact that I don't know if they sold or not. I haven't talked to Cuddles about that at all, even though I was with them there Friday night to do a little Overwatch. But yeah, I'll talk to him, see what happened there with those left sharks, if they sold or not. 'Cause he-
Yeah, I
Probably
think
need to get.
And I think that's the thing with the left sharks is that, they're like so common that nobody buys them. So even if it goes up
Right.
358%, it's almost like still chump change almost.
Yeah. I have like 8 or 7 left sharks. So
Exactly.
I mean, I could get all over that 350 extra percent. I mean, I didn't because it's, like you said, they go for like 30 gold. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, that I would agree. So if you ever have time, go listen to the Game Case. I think he's on iTunes and Stitcher, and Darius is, of course, a part of CTR, the Convert to Raid podcast. Give him a couple shout-outs. Anyway, it is time to go.
All right, people, it's time to end the podcast now. So, how can the players get a hold of you?
All right, Fat Loots, where can we find you on the internet and YouTube and all that other stuff?
You can find me at fatlootsgold.net and YouTube / or whatever it is / fatlootsgold and Twitter at fatlootsgold.
And very good, sir, very good. And you got some good videos about Trade Skill Master, by the way. So if you ever want to learn Trade Skill Master, go check him up on YouTube. All right, Ted Greed.
you can find the show live 1 p.m. at Channel 2, TuneIn, AlphaGeekRadio.com, or on the TuneIn app.
You can also find us live on BumbleBeeNet.com/live at 12:30 p.m. on Sundays.
If you don't want to listen to us live because Fat Loots is way, way too awesome to be heard live, you could download us on Stitcher, iTunes, or where other podcast apps are found.
And if you're on the site, you can use the speak pipe on the bottom of the contacts and links page. You can also find us on Twitter at Your Wow Money, Facebook at Your Wow Money Cast, and on LinkedIn.com/n/YourWowMoney.
You can find the glorious Dead Greed on Twitter at DeadGreed1812, or you can just email me at DeadGreed1812gmail.com.
And you can find all my Overwatch videos on youtube.com/Joe Brums, at Joe Brums on Twitter, and you can email me, Joe at YourWowMoney.com. You can also find the network on Twitter at BumbleBeeNet. You can find us on Discord at tinyurl.com/YWMDIS2. And you can support us on patreon.com/BBNet. That is how we end the show in a proper way.
Yay! Dead Greed can read this week. Woo woo!
You should have heard him last week. It was a little scary. A little scary.
Oh well. I gotta keep it interesting. Come on now.
Gotta keep it fun. Sir, Fat Loots, it has been a lot of fun having you on this week, man.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Dead
Gotta say,
Greed.
huge Fat Loots Gold fan, so it was awesome talking to you. I loved seeing your post with the hate mail. That was so awesome. What a great thing, because when you get hate mail, it's like, really? I loved it. So it was awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Not a problem, not a problem. So for me, I might go check out a little bit of NASCAR, do some editing, and then play some more Overwatch. And we'll see what happens here next week for all the different gold notes and stuff there anyway. At which time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Get your goat on! gotta throw that in there.
This podcast recorded before a live internet audience. To learn how to listen and watch live, visit tunein.alphageekradio.com.
Well, of course you had to.
Exquisite.
You knew I had to throw that in there.
Fun. Good show, guys.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was
That's fun.
good. Oh, man. All right, so now I got to get to work on this stuff. And Alpha Geek Radio, our time is up with you. So, goodbye.
Because it's free, and I like Dr. Pepper so much. I had like 15 of them. I got to go pay.
There we go. There's that. And now you know what time we stopped. And just wait for the post up on Twitter to see when I actually get it up.
Cool.
Get the show up, so. Which, damn it, I forgot to do the tweets pre-show. Oh well. That's right, people know what time we're on there anyway. We've done this enough times at this time slot. So.
Right.
By the way, Dead Greed, I think what I'll do is I'm going to take out the Black Swamp audios and just do what I did for the other podcast that I did. I think that's got a little bit better flow to it, and just the fact that it's just me and Hava that's got the audios, you don't have one, and Reckles hasn't been on in such a god long ass time. Sorry. I just think I'm gonna do it that way. So we'll see what happens. So let's see about hooking this bad boy up. It's that one right there. Today's date's 2/28. That's that one right there. And a good, pretty long episode. I bet I can get that down to about an hour. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. I think that was enough content to actually work. I really do. Because really, with the way that the blogs have been going, and the way that the podcasts have been going, not just gold making, I'm saying all the different WoW podcasts. It's all, there's not much out there.
Yeah. Yeah, the interest is definitely tailing off for this expansion.
All right, I'm
it
gonna go
is.
kick it. I'm gonna go kick it with Red. Y'all guys have a good one.
All right. Go have fun.
Yeah.
The interest is really shifting from this expansion, and it's going over to Legion.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're trying to keep our eyes on, just to get a preview out there to people saying, hey, look, this is what's coming. Get ready.
I know, it's so hard. Everybody wants to talk, especially with gold making. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, what's going to happen? You know, make all these plans, and you just find out, you know, from going through however many expansion releases now, you just find out everything you thought was a great idea is going to crap, and there's going to be things you kind of find out on the fly and have to adapt to that'll really be the things that make you gold.
Which is why you just look at the positive things.
Right.
You see what professions are going to be. You get an idea of what the different gathering professions are going to be.
Right.
And then you extend from that. Like
Yeah,
right now,
it seems interesting. I mean, there's a lot to talk about there, I think, but really, I mean, because the way they're shaping it, it makes it seem like they're going to be a lot more gated, and gating is always good for somebody who's willing to do the gating.
Yeah.
So, it also means more goals because not everybody will.
And you're right. Not everybody will. So,
Let's see how that shakes out, though.
all right, sir. I'm going to get to work on this show, and I will hope to see you later.
All right, enjoy. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, man. And to everybody on Twitch, like I said, I'm going to get to work on the show. So I will see everybody later. Maybe for some Overwatch. We'll see. Bye, guys. For now.